Hey guys, it's Cece, and today I am jumping on a hype train very late. Today I am reacting to all of your assumptions about me. This is a trend that started over on, beauty YouTube and has made its way over to BookTube and probably every corner of YouTube, really. I think the first place I saw it was on Helen Anderson's channel, who is, my favorite lifestyle YouTube person. But basically, everyone has done it by now. I am jumping on this trend very late, but I still thought it would be fun to do it. So, yeah, I asked for people to send me assumptions on Twitter and Instagram. I haven't looked at any of them so far, and we're just going to react to a few of them today. Let's do Twitter first, because I know I got less answers there. I got way more answers on Instagram. Alright, first up, if someone made you drive stick shift, you'd literally die. That is fair. That's not even an assumption about me. We've had this conversation. Apparently, it's a requirement in other countries that you learn to drive stick shift, and it isn't here in America. I don't know what the rules are everywhere, but when I was discussing this with Theo, other places it's required, and I never learned to drive stick shift, and it terrifies me, and I definitely don't want to learn how to do it. Too much going on. I was 18 when I got my driver's license, right? Yeah, because I got my permit a month before I turned 18. So, I got my license at 18. I know. Okay, let's see. You played lots of video games as a kid. Actually, no. I have never been a video game person. We didn't really have a video game system in my house growing up. We got a PlayStation 2, I think, when I was in elementary school, late elementary school. The only game we had was Guitar Hero. That's because my dad is a musician, so most of the video games that I had growing up were all music-based. It was all Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I've made attempts to get into video games, but not really. I'm just not much of a video game person. The last one on Twitter that I'm gonna read is, you get overly frustrated by slow walkers and drivers. Spot fucking on. I get so mad. I'm the worst person about slow walkers and drivers. And it's a very particular type. The couples who are walking across a crowded parking lot and everyone's trying to go and they've taken the least direct route, so they are in the most people's way and they're walking slowly. I get so angry, and it's because I am so self-conscious about how fast I walk. I'm always trying to get out of everybody's way. I'm always doing the white person as I run past. So whenever people don't do that, I'm like, let's move, people. We all got places to be. Apparently you don't, but I do. Alright, let's see what Instagram has to say. I have a lot of responses on Instagram. Let's just see what these go. You write gay books in your free time. That's actually not true. I don't write in my free time. I used to write a lot in high school and college. All I ever wrote was fan fiction, though. I tried my hand at writing, original stuff a couple of times, but I pretty much discovered in high school that what I wanted to do was edit and not write. So, sorry. If I ever write in my free time, it is gay, but it's because it's fan fiction. You and Brian have known each other for a long time. I guess that depends on what your definition of a long time is. We've known each other for 5 years, I want to say. 2013. Yeah, we would have met at the very end of 2013. But we share a brain, so people think that we've known each other longer because we're the same person. So it just comes across that way. We are really good friends, but we've known each other for 5 years. You know how to make osteoporosis. No, I'm not much of a cook, really. I don't cook a lot. I'm learning slowly, as is necessary when you become a grown-up, but, I know how to make just, standard spaghetti sauce, because that is basically all that was made in my family growing up, was just, red tomato sauce with ground beef. I can do that. That's about it. Toph Beifong is your favorite Avatar character. Huh. I wonder where this one came from. I know that you can see her right there, but I actually have, all of the Avatar Funko Pops, if you can see. Move. See? Everybody but Iroh. I actually wouldn't say that Toph is my favorite character, though. I would probably say Aang, maybe Zuko. But I do love Toph a lot, because I love all of the Avatar characters a lot. That's why I have these. Your family supported you when you came out. I'd say mostly, for the most part. Mainly, I think that they had been prepping for years for me to come out so that they would have the best possible reaction when I actually did. I don't think if I had... I don't know how it would have gone a few years earlier, because I feel like I had to do a lot of educating. Even before I knew I was queer, I had other friends who were queer, so I was doing a lot of educating in my family, and a lot of my family is Mormon, and the LDS Church isn't very open and accepting of queer humans. So they did mostly support me. I do have like a couple homophobic members of the family, but I never officially came out to them. I came out to everyone else and was like, just tell them and I'll never see them again and it's fine. You kinda like Gansey. Maybe. Like, he's fine. I don't pledge my undying love to him or anything. He's not like my favorite character of all time. He is. I'm gonna get a Gansey tattoo someday. You are moving because you finally got your dream job. Huh. I am moving. I'm not telling anyone yet really where I'm moving to. It's gonna be near the end of the summer, and it is not because I got a job. In general, it's just because I've wanted to move out of Utah for some time, and that is most likely when it will happen. Maybe I will get a job that I really love when I am moving, but that is not why I'm moving. You never clean out your fridge. I do too. It is... Sometimes things will be in there for a little longer than they should be, but I do okay. We keep a fairly clean fridge, mostly because we usually have a lot of food and we have to have room for it, but like, no. I clean. You want to install another mug shelf. I mean, obviously. Why wouldn't I? I have enough mugs that the 3 I have are already full, so installing another one would be great, because then I would have room for more mugs. That is. Your sleep schedule is non-existent. Actually, that's not true. It used to be. In high school and in college, I was really bad about having a sleep schedule. High school in particular, I was up all night. I would get like 3 hours of sleep. I was a disaster human. College, sometimes I would have a good sleep schedule. Sometimes, again, I would be up all night. Yeah, whatever. I have had to have some kind of established sleep schedule as I've been dealing with like mental health and stuff. It's very helpful to have a set schedule, so I honestly do okay sleep schedule wise now. Sometimes I'm still up late, but it's fine. It's mostly fine. I assume that you cried at the end of A Star Is Born. Yes, I cried at the end of A Star Is Born. Who didn't? I did not go into that movie prepared. It is not what I thought that movie was going to be about. It hit some personal notes. So yes, I sobbed at the end of A Star Is Born. I don't understand if you didn't. I truly don't. That scares me. That was a very upsetting movie. See, I assume you hate long sleeves. No. I am a cozy person. I love long sleeves. I'm at the stage right now at the very end of winter where you grow to hate long sleeves because you just start dressing warmer in the hopes that the weather will look at your outfit and respect your wishes. But I have so many sweaters and so many long-sleeved sweatshirts. My long-sleeved black sweatshirt collection has gotten a little out of hand this winter. I'm a very cozy person though, so I love long sleeves. I have a lot of jackets. I have a very cozy, wonderful sweater that I love. No. Nope. You're optimistic. Huh. I would say... I don't know if I've ever been optimistic. It's possible I'm a pessimist. I tend to hope that really good things are going to happen, but I think the worst will always happen. I used to say I'm a realist, but it's possible that that's just pessimist code for pessimist. I don't know. I like to hope things will work out for the best, but there's always the voice in the back of my head that's like, here's the worst thing that could happen. you never know, it's probably gonna go like that, so, I don't know. For some reason, I used to think I was an optimist. That's, like, bizarre to think about, because I don't think I am. You care more about characters than plot. I think that's true. I care more about character-driven stories than plot-driven stories. If a plot is interesting but the characters aren't there, I'm not going to like that book as much as a book that doesn't have a plot, but it's all about character. I think one of the biggest things in my year of 2018 reading was almost every book that I read that was a favorite book of the year was purely character-driven. It's just a kind of writing I've come to appreciate more. I'm more invested in the people than the story itself. Like, the story also has to be there to match it, but if it's intentionally a story that's about nothing but character, I'm still fine with that story. I still really like that story. See, you're very smart and were very anal about your grades in college. I would say that I was anal about my grades in high school more than anything else. In college is actually when I started to be a little less hard on myself, but I also was there under an academic scholarship, so I had to be somewhat uptight about grades still. It didn't completely go out the window, but I was very much the person in high school that if I didn't get straight A's, I was devastated. And that became a real problem because I, developed an anxiety condition, and the anxiety would attack my stomach, so I'd be too sick to go to school, so I was missing school constantly, and then I wasn't getting good grades, and then it was more anxiety. High school was kind of a nightmare. That's why I was a little better in college. I was way more willing to be like, it's okay if you get a B in this class. You can't get a B in every class if you want to keep going to school here, but I stopped attacking myself for not getting an A on every assignment, particularly in the subjects that weren't my subject. So, I think I'm smart. I went to school with an academic scholarship. I graduated with honors. When I graduated high school, I had a still really good GPA, so I don't know. It's not like I think I'm a genius, but I think I'm smart. I think I needed to be smart to get the college education that I got. Let's go with that. I assume you like pineapple on pizza. Wrong. How dare you? No. Pineapple goes nowhere near pizza. Absolutely not. Having said that, I'm not really a pizza person, though. So, I very rarely eat pizza, I'm very rarely in the mood for pizza, and I like one kind. So it probably doesn't mean as much coming from me, but still, no. I'm reading this one because it's from my sister, and I want you to all know that it's from my sister as I read it, so that you understand what kind of a person she is. Zoe assumes you have a really incredible little sister and you wish you were as cool as her. You know what? Actually, just to inflate her ego, there was another one in here about her that she didn't send. I assume you're super close with your sister. Yes, we're really close. Mostly we're close, we send each other stuff every day. When we hang out, we have a lot of fun together, but we don't hang out very often. Because, I went to college on the other side of the country the entire time that she was in high school, and now she's in college, and I live, 20 to 30 minutes away, so we don't really see each other as often still, but there basically isn't a day that goes by that we don't send one another something on, Twitter, or Snapchat, or Instagram, or Tumblr, or just text each other. We communicate a lot. We're constantly talking to each other, so even though I had to poke fun at her for sending that message, I am very close with my sister, I suppose. You're judgmental. I think I'm more judgmental than I'd like to be. I tend to make assumptions about people, and then sometimes I chastise myself for those assumptions, and I try to be better, but I'm a little judgmental. That's fair. That's probably fair to say. I should probably own up to that. I'm kind of judgmental. You're at a place in your life where you are still trying to discover yourself. I think that's true now. I thought that I was kind of past that for a little bit while I was at college, but the way that my life has changed in the past year, honestly, it started about a year ago that I was all of a sudden Actually, I don't know who I am. I thought I did, but I don't. So, I know a lot about myself. I've made a lot of, like, self-discovery and learned a lot of things about myself, but yeah, I still think that I'm at a transitional period right now. I know who I am, and I'm pretty okay with who I am, but there's more exploration to be done. Yeah, let's go with that. That feels like a answer that kind of makes sense. I don't know. You can love and appreciate the Harry Potter books for what they are, but you know they're overhyped. Okay, I'm gonna break this down because I agree with some parts of this. I do love and appreciate the Harry Potter books, and I am very open about critiquing them. Like, I've done videos in a video series on this channel that is focused on critiquing the Harry Potter books, pointing out issues that I think happen in terms of representation, in terms of the adaptations. And I do think that if the books were released now, they wouldn't reach the acclaim that they did when they were released. But at the time that they were released, I don't think that they were overhyped. So, like, a lot has changed since the late 90s. And I think a lot of stuff that started happening or happened in the 90s that was really hyped wouldn't be hyped now. I think that that's just kind of the nature of how things work. Time changes how we perceive certain media, and Harry Potter being released now with how heteronormative it is, with how much it's centered on exclusively white protagonists. Just, like, there's a lot about the world that wouldn't be appreciated now, and it would be totally fair to not appreciate those things now. But its status as a cultural phenomenon, I don't know. I don't think that that was overstated, because it was the first time people had seen anything like it. It created a lot of the groundwork necessary for books written for kids and for books written for teens. Like, it was an important development in the publishing world, so I don't think that at the time the books were being released, it was overhyped. I do think that now a lot of people reread the series and base their feelings on nostalgia. I always do. I'm never going to be able to take my nostalgia away from that series, and I'm never going to be able to take the feelings that I had when I first read the series away from my rereads. Yeah. I don't know if that made sense. Those are my perspectives on it. I think that it existed and was born of the 90s and early 2000s, and there was no way to recreate that cultural phenomenon, but we can't undersell the elements of it that were a cultural phenomenon at that time. That was a very complicated way of saying what I felt about that answer. Let's see. Let's find one to end on. Ooh, okay. Let's end on this one. You like to be in control. I want to end on that one because that's like another self-reflective thing. I think that right now I like to be more in control, and it's because reflecting on a lot of time in the past 5 years, like a lot of the time that I was in college and a lot of the time that I was in a relationship, I wasn't necessarily in control, or at least I wasn't as in control as I should have been, or as in control as current me feels I should have been. So at this point in my life, I do like to have more control over my existence and the decisions that are happening around me. I wouldn't say that I'm a controlling person. I would say that I'm trying to come back from being with a very controlling person, and because of that, it's giving me more of an ability to be in control. But I'm not controlling. At least I don't think I am. I don't know, maybe I have to interview people in my life. I don't think that I'm controlling. I think that I like to cede control to other people in a lot of different situations, but I'm getting better at it than I have been in the past. But there you go. Those are all of your assumptions about me. Thank you so much for sending all of these in on Instagram and the few that were on Twitter. Do you have any other assumptions about me? Let me know down in the comments below. Maybe I'll react to a few of them there too. But I don't know, I thought this was very interesting. I thought it was interesting, a couple of the, like, in-depth opinions or like assumptions about my personality. Because I think I give you guys a lot of my personality, but I don't really give you the full depth of my personality. I don't know. I think that there's always going to be a difference and a distinction between like a YouTube self and a self. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!